Well, hi guys. Long time no see. Oh my goodness. First, let me say how thankful I am that you joined me today. I sat down, new film area in my room. I'm going to talk to you about where I've been, what I've been up to, and I'm going to do that while I put on my makeup. Everything will be in the description box below in case I forget to say it. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope you'll stick around. Consider subscribing. Give me a like if you like this, and let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I have my skincare done, moisturized, and I have my brows on, and that's all I've done. So I'm not going to really talk so much about what I'm doing. Like I said, I'll leave everything below. So where have I been? I think it's been a month, a little over a month since I put up a video. And the reason for that is that my depression hit an all-time, I guess you would say high, but really it's a low, right? Because depression's like a low, but an all-time high as in the highest it's ever been. May, end of April, beginning of May was quite a hard month for me. If you did not know, I'm a widow. I lost my husband 5.5 years ago. I did a video about it that I'll leave up in the cards for you if you want to go back and watch that, because I'm not going to really go into that story. But that has sent me perpetually on a downward spiral. So I have just been in a huge funk because I've had so many losses and deaths in my 53 years of life that I just can't take it sometimes. So what really sent this spiraling for me was the fact that I just lost my brother-in-law. He passed away on May 5th. He is married to my sister. And I know everyone says, you know, oh, they're the greatest person, oh, so kind, really going to be missed. You know, I know that, because to that person, they are the greatest person. But when I say he might just have been the nicest person this world has ever seen, I'm not exaggerating. Not even for a second. He was the type of person that if he won a dollar, he might have 2 cents left of it. And in fact, it was kind of a running joke with my sister because he was just so friendly with everyone, and he would always say things like, you know, like, oh, if I win the lottery, I would buy you a house, or, you know. Now, the thing is, he really would. He absolutely really would do that for the people. And that's why my sister would always be like, we'd be lucky if we have anything left after he gives it to everyone, you know, kind of thing. He was just such a giving, kind person. So, he had been in my life since I was 15 years old. So, my whole adult life, for sure. Actually, I think it was more like 13 or 14 years old, but my whole teenage and adult life, he's been in there. And he had a lot of health problems. He went through 2 kidney transplants. He has a couple bouts, you know, the anti-rejection medicine for organ donation and transplant takes a toll on a person's body. Even though, you know, he was so fortunate to have 2 different transplants, it took a big toll on him. And so he was always very, very ill. But finally he got a serious case of soft tissue sarcoma. And it ravaged his body extremely fast, and he went downhill extremely fast. But with all that being said, he remained so grateful for the life he was given. I could honestly say that if I was him, I'd be like, well, this sucks. You know, this is horrible, and this hurts, and this is why me, and, you know, everything else you would want to say. And he just kept praising the Lord, praising God for the time he had. He was the most incredible man ever. At his memorial service, there was about 400 people there, and it was just such a testament to who he is and who he was. But the reason I bring him up is because this all happened in early May. And I would go over and sit with him, and, you know, he just was a part of my life for so long. But in addition to that, there was also the element of my sister. And knowing what she was going through, and to be honest, knowing what she was going through, because I've been through it, which is being a widow and having to, you know, do all the widow stuff you have to do, both legally and just coping mechanism wise. And, you know, so that brought my issues to the forefront a lot faster. And I just started thinking so much about all the people in my life that have passed on. I think myself, there's always people that have things worse than you have. I realize that. But I think to myself, gosh darn it, I have lost so many people. And it seems like every single loss is getting worse and worse for me. And it's not helping, you know, when I have all these losses. It's not helping the depression. So, you know, I lost my sister, one of my sisters, my middle sister. I lost her at, she was 42. I was 38 at the time. Suddenly, she passed away. So that was traumatic. Then I lost my dad. About 10 years ago, 11 years ago. And then I lost my husband. Then I lost my mom. I've lost all my aunts and uncles. Don't have any of them left. Don't have any grandparents left. That's just a given. In my circle of people, I only have my sister and my brother. That's all. And then, of course, nephews and nieces, and it's just sometimes so painful. So painful sometimes. And so when I'm already kind of a little bit sketchy because of, you know, dealing with the problems I have, you know, from losing my husband, and then I go through another loss, you know, it makes me want my mom, who's not here anymore. You know, it makes me want people to stay around more. It makes me want to stop having to feel all this sometimes, you know. It's just tough. So, with all the stuff going on with my brother-in-law and being there for my sister and trying to help her out, to say the least, I didn't get around to any kind of filming. Now, I will say, I did a huge makeup declutter that I plan on breaking off into sections, categories, and lumping them together and put a couple of them out because I think you'd find it really interesting. I got rid of quite a bit. So I always like declutters because I like to see what people have. I'm nosy. And then I like to see what they're getting rid of and why. So I find those really interesting. So, and I think it's definitely the kind of thing you could play in the background while you're cooking dinner or putting on your makeup or something. You don't have to necessarily watch the screen all the time. So I like those videos. But I'm going to use a new palette I bought, which is a BH Cosmetic. It's My Raye Raye. I've never had BH Cosmetics. They were actually on my list of brands I want to try in this year, and hello, finally did. So I'll list that video up too for you guys. But this is what it looks like. It has a mirror, and then it has all these shadows, and I've been playing with it a little bit. So I think today I'm gonna play around with the blues, so we'll see how we do, huh? As I said, I'll put everything I list on the screen or down below. So that's where I've been. I have missed you guys so much, even though my channels, you know, they say that channels that aren't real big are called micro channels, and I thought to myself, well, if like a 30,000 subscriber count is a micro, what the heck is mine? Mine must be, what's smaller than micro? Micro something, I don't know. Anyhow, but the few of you that are my regulars that are so faithful to be here for me, I've missed you guys. I really truly have. And so I'm gonna try to be better. You know, it's hard to sit down to film because it requires you to be in the right frame of mind, you know, to sit there and talk to yourself and look into a camera. But yet makeup really does make me happy. I really do enjoy talking about makeup, and I know you guys do too. So I feel like that's where our connection is. That's where we have so much in common and we find such joy. So I just need to do it more often, because ultimately that's what makes me happy. So sometimes I just need to get out of my funk, sit down, and turn on the damn camera, you know? So anyhow, but we're done with the memorial service for my brother-in-law, and it was probably one of the best services I've ever been to, honestly. I really felt like if you didn't know my brother-in-law that well, that you would have really known him more from the memorial, which I think ultimately is a really something to be said, you know? Like, you could be a stranger sitting in this memorial service and you actually went away like learning something more about him, you know. But my main goal, of course, was to support my sister, and I mean, I really felt like I did do that, obviously. But you know, I mean, I'm not gonna lie that it brings up so many feelings about, you know, my husband. Okay, now I'm going to grab a flatter brush. Let's go with this one. I'm going to grab a flat brush, and I'm going to go in with the sparkly shade, but I want to use a little bit of MAC Fix Plus because I don't want it going everywhere. Now I'm going to take a little bit more powder, clean up my sides. Okay, so I went off camera, did my lashes. I have on iconic lights. So like I said, it'll be in the description box. I did my lips and then I did my lower lash line. So the point of this video is to say hi to you guys. The point of this video is to tell you why I have been MIA on YouTube. Even though I haven't been putting out videos, I've definitely been watching yours. If you're a content creator, I've definitely been watching. I care about you guys and thank you so much for always being so supportive of me and being on this journey with me. Please leave me a comment and say hi so I can say hi back to you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.